What is up, everyone, and welcome back to the Roger Report, your ultimate source for the hottest takes and most electrifying updates across the entire sports universe. The news cycle is moving at lightning speed, and if you're not plugged in, you're missing out on the seismic shifts happening right before our eyes. Today, we've got a whirlwind of blockbuster moves, surprising player placements, and all the juicy details you need to stay ahead of the game. Get ready because the action is about to unfold, and you're getting it first, right here, right now. We're diving headfirst into a landscape where stars are changing uniforms, legends are finding new stages, and the competitive balance is being rewritten before our very eyes. From gridiron giants making unexpected switches to pivotal player movements that could define seasons, this is the breakdown you can't afford to miss. So strap in, lean forward, and let's get into it. AFC North shakeup. The AFC North is bracing for a seismic shift with the arrival of Aaron Rodgers to the Pittsburgh Steelers. But the burning question remains: can Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens maintain their dominance in a division now stacked with elite talent and high expectations? We'll break down the strengths, weaknesses, and the critical matchups that will define this powerhouse division. Rodgers reunion tour. Aaron Rodgers is set to face his former team, the New York Jets, in a highly anticipated Week 1 showdown. After a tumultuous tenure, Rodgers is delivering an apologetic message to the Jets' faithful, reflecting on his time in New York and what lies ahead. What can we expect from this emotional reunion and his perspective on the upcoming season? NFL offseason frenzy. The 2025 NFL season is shaping up to be one of the most dramatic yet, with a host of star players finding new homes. From Metcalf landing with the Steelers to Aaron Rodgers making his own significant switch, we're dissecting the biggest veteran moves and what they mean for their new teams. Who made the biggest splash, and who could be facing a career resurgence? Rodgers' perspective. Aaron Rodgers himself is weighing in on the upcoming Week 1 clash against the Jets. He's downplaying the drama, calling it just one game out of 17. We'll explore his mindset as he prepares to face his former club and the message he has for the fans who supported him. Don't miss a second of this incredible sports news. Hit that like button, subscribe for all the latest, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. NFL offseason shakeup, stars on new teams. The 2025 NFL offseason has been a whirlwind of player movement, setting the stage for a dramatically reshaped league. While Saquon Barkley's impact last season with the Eagles set a high bar for free agent success, this year's moves are generating their own significant buzz. Several high-profile veterans have found new homes, hoping to reignite their careers or provide a crucial spark to their new franchises. Among the most eye-catching transfers is quarterback Aaron Rodgers, embarking on his latest chapter with the Pittsburgh Steelers. This move, after a challenging 2-year stint with the New York Jets, marks a pivotal point in Rodgers' career, with the veteran signal caller reportedly indicating this may be his final season, adding an extra layer of narrative to his Steelers tenure. The quarterback carousel continues with the Seattle Seahawks trading Geno Smith to the Raiders, bringing in Sam Darnold. For the Raiders, this represents a substantial upgrade at the quarterback position, signaling a clear intent to compete immediately. Meanwhile, Darnold, after a surprisingly effective year with the Vikings, has secured a significant contract with the Seahawks, who are looking to establish a new direction. In another significant development, the Washington Commanders, fresh off a surprising NFC Championship game appearance, have been active. They've acquired Terry McLaurin from the 49ers and Laramie Tunsil from the Texans. These moves aim to bolster their offensive line with Tunsil and provide a much-needed playmaking threat for quarterback Jaden Daniels with McLaurin, assuming he can recapture his previous form. Wide receiver Metcalf has also made waves, being traded from the Seahawks to the Steelers, where he's inked a lucrative 5-year deal. This reunites him with Aaron Rodgers and addresses Pittsburgh's need for a dominant number 1 receiver, especially after parting ways with George Pickens. Elsewhere, Davante Adams is on the move again, joining the Rams after stints with the Raiders and Jets, where he'll form a potent receiving duo with Puka Nacua. The Cowboys, seeking to complement CeeDee Lamb, have acquired George Pickens from the Steelers, hoping to harness his talent while managing his off-field concerns. Cornerback Stefon Diggs, coming off an injury-plagued season and now with the Patriots, aims to revitalize his career and provide support for young quarterback Drake May. In a sentimental move, Rams icon Cooper Kupp has landed with the division rival Seahawks, bringing his championship pedigree to Seattle despite his age and injury history. Tight end Evan Engram joins the Broncos, addressing a long-standing need at the position, while the Chiefs surprisingly traded Pro Bowl guard Joe Thuney to the Bears, bolstering Chicago's offensive line. Finally, linebacker Fred Warner, a Super Bowl hero for the Eagles, has signed a massive deal with the Cardinals, reuniting with his former defensive coordinator. These offseason maneuvers have created a palpable sense of anticipation, with fans and analysts eager to see how these new combinations will perform. The sheer volume of high-profile player movement suggests that the upcoming season could be one of the most unpredictable and exciting in recent memory. Get ready, because the narrative is just beginning to unfold. Next, we're diving deep into the emotional undercurrents of a quarterback's return to his former stomping grounds. Rodgers' apology to the Jets, a new chapter. The Aaron Rodgers era with the New York Jets, a period marked by immense hope and ultimately profound disappointment, has officially concluded. After a mere 4 plays into his debut season, Rodgers suffered a season-ending Achilles tear, effectively derailing what was envisioned as a transformative partnership. Over his 2 years with the team, the Jets managed only 12 wins, with Rodgers participating in just 5 of those victories. The organization, under new leadership, has decided to move on, with Rodgers signing with the Pittsburgh Steelers in the offseason. The narrative surrounding Rodgers' departure is further intensified by the Week 1 schedule, which pits the Steelers against the Jets at MetLife Stadium. This reunion has become a focal point for fans and media alike. However, in a recent appearance on Adam Shane's show, Rodgers expressed sentiments that might challenge the prevailing narrative of animosity. He conveyed a sense of apology and appreciation for his time with the Jets, suggesting that the perceived friction might be overstated. Rodgers stated, "I really embraced my time there. I really wanted to win there, I really did. I have a lot of appreciation for the special moments. I'm sorry it didn't work out, but I'm thankful for the couple special moments that were had." This perspective softens the harsh reality of his tenure, which saw the Jets struggle to find consistent success. In his 18 games played, Rodgers posted a respectable completion percentage of 62.9%, throwing for 3,897 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. However, his performance metrics, including a 28th ranked QBR of 48, reflected the team's overall offensive struggles, contributing to a 5-12 record. Recalling his time in New York, Rodgers highlighted the initial moments of running onto the field for his debut as a particularly special memory, despite its abrupt end. There weren't a ton of them, but one of the coolest moments, unfortunately, 4 plays later was all taken away, but running out on that field, it was a special night, he shared. This sentiment suggests a desire for closure and a willingness to acknowledge the positive aspects of his experience, even amidst the team's lack of success. When asked about facing his former team, Rodgers downplayed any potential animosity, noting the significant changes within the Jets' organization and his continued friendships. He views the Week 1 matchup as just another game in a long season. "Probably nowhere near where it might be made out," Rodgers commented. "A lot has changed over there, coaching staff-wise, player-wise. Obviously, I have friendships over there, but it's 1 game out of 17, and 5 o'clock Eastern on that Sunday. It's only going to be on to the next game. So that's just the way it is." This approach from Rodgers indicates a mature outlook as he prepares for his return to New York. While Jets fans may harbor lingering disappointment, Rodgers' message suggests a desire to move forward without ill will, focusing instead on his new role with the Steelers and the challenges ahead. The Jets, meanwhile, are embarking on a new era, hoping that their current leadership and quarterback can achieve what Rodgers could not: sustained success and a return to postseason contention. But how does this individual quarterback move fit into the larger divisional picture? We're now shifting focus to the AFC North, where new power dynamics are emerging. AFC North preview: a new era dawns. The AFC North division is poised for a dramatic shakeup in the 2025 NFL season, with the Pittsburgh Steelers making a high-profile quarterback acquisition that could redefine the competitive landscape. The Baltimore Ravens, led by the electrifying Lamar Jackson, are aiming to maintain their status as division leaders. But the influx of talent and strategic shifts across the conference present a formidable challenge. This division, known for its physicality and intense rivalries, is set for another compelling season. The Baltimore Ravens enter the season with a strong foundation, boasting the league's #1 offense from the previous year. Lamar Jackson remains one of the premier quarterbacks in the NFL, supported by a robust offensive line and the powerful running game of Derrick Henry, who exceeded 1,900 rushing yards last season. While their defense showed vulnerabilities in the passing game, leading to desperate aerial attacks from opponents, the Ravens have made efforts to bolster their secondary, including the addition of first-round pick Malachi Starks. The lingering question for Baltimore is whether they can overcome their postseason struggles and translate regular season success into a Super Bowl victory. The Cincinnati Bengals, led by Joe Burrow, possess one of the league's most potent offenses, further solidified by contract extensions for star wide receivers Ja'Marr Chase and T. Higgins. However, their defense was a significant weakness last season, ranking among the league's worst. The team has also navigated a challenging offseason, marked by contract disputes with key players like Trey Hendrickson and first-round pick Shemar Stewart. The hiring of Al Golden, known for his success with Notre Dame's defense, signals a concerted effort to improve the defensive unit and return the Bengals to contention. The Pittsburgh Steelers, now featuring Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, present an intriguing wildcard. While they boast a formidable defense with stars like T.J. Watt and Cam Hayward, complemented by the acquisition of cornerback Jalen Ramsey, their offensive capabilities hinge heavily on Rodgers' performance. The addition of a top-tier receiver in DK Metcalf addresses a key need. However, the team's overall trajectory remains uncertain, with questions lingering about the offensive line and whether Rodgers' presence can elevate them beyond mediocrity. The Steelers are looking to avoid another season in the mushy middle of the AFC North. In Cleveland, the Browns are focused on retaining their defensive talent, highlighted by a significant contract extension for edge rusher Myles Garrett. With a strong defensive front, potentially bolstered by top-5 pick Mason Graham, the Browns aim to be a formidable defensive unit. However, their quarterback situation remains a significant concern. With Deshaun Watson recovering from a torn Achilles, the team faces uncertainty, with multiple quarterbacks, including Shedeur Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, Kenny Pickett, and Joe Flacco, competing for snaps. This quarterback carousel could significantly impact their season. Overall, the AFC North is shaping up to be a fiercely contested division. The Ravens aim to continue their reign, while the Steelers, Bengals, and Browns all possess the potential to make significant noise, contingent on their quarterback play and defensive execution. The matchups within this division promise to be intense, setting the stage for a thrilling 2025 season. Now that we've surveyed the divisional landscape, let's zoom in on a specific player's perspective. We're turning our attention to Aaron Rodgers as he prepares for a unique reunion with his former team. Rodgers on Jets reunion. It's one game out of 17. Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Aaron Rodgers is preparing for a high-profile Week 1 matchup against his former team, the New York Jets, a reunion that has generated considerable buzz. Speaking with Adam Shane of Mad Dog Sports Radio, Rodgers downplayed the significance of facing his old club so early in the season, characterizing it as just another contest within the 17-game schedule. "Probably nowhere near where it might be made out," Rodgers stated when asked about his feelings regarding the Week 1 reunion. "A lot has changed over there, coaching staff-wise, player-wise. Obviously, I have friendships over there, but it's one game out of 17, and at 5 o'clock Eastern on that Sunday, it's only going to be on to the next game. So that's just the way it is." This sentiment is echoed by the Jets' new starting quarterback, Justin Fields, who also faces his former team, the Steelers, in Week 1. Rodgers, who spent 2 seasons with the Jets, experienced a tumultuous tenure that was cut short by an Achilles tear just 4 snaps into his debut in 2023. Throughout the 2024 season, he led an offense that struggled with efficiency and balance, contributing to the Jets' 5-12 record. Rodgers acknowledged the disappointment surrounding his time in New York, particularly how his departure was handled by the new Jets leadership. When asked for his message to Jets fans, who have endured a 14-year playoff drought, Rodgers expressed a deep sense of commitment and regret. "Well, I really embraced my time there and put as much of myself into it as I possibly could," Rodgers said. "I really wanted to win there, I really did. And I have a lot of appreciation for the special moments. There weren't a ton of them, but one of the coolest moments, unfortunately, 4 plays later was all taken away, but running out on that field, it was a special night. Even though it ended very shortly after, it will always be kind of a special snapshot. I wish it had gone differently up there for sure, but I put all I had into it. I tore my Achilles and battled my ass back to come back to practice to inspire the guys and hope to come back. I put a lot into it, and I'm sorry it didn't work out, but I'm thankful for the couple special moments that were had." Rodgers' comments reflect a desire to move past the difficult chapter with the Jets and focus on his new role with the Steelers. The Jets, meanwhile, are placing their hopes on Justin Fields and new coach Aaron Glenn to finally bring sustained success to the franchise. Rodgers' measured approach to the reunion suggests a focus on performance rather than personal narrative, as he aims to make a significant impact in Pittsburgh. And that wraps up our deep dive into the latest NFL storylines. Stay tuned for our rapid-fire recap and your chance to connect with us. And that's a wrap on today's electrifying updates. We saw massive NFL player moves shaking up the league, Aaron Rodgers offering an apology to Jets fans ahead of a reunion game, a deep dive into the AFC North's competitive landscape, and Rodgers himself downplaying the Week 1 drama. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the show, subscribe to the Rodger Report for all your breaking news and analysis, and ring that notification bell so you're the first to know when we drop new content. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure to follow us on all social media platforms to stay connected. We'll see you next time.